Hey everybody, how you doing? It is Monday evening. I'm out in the shop. I'm going to work a little more on this Notre Dame pin and then just kind of see what else happens. Thanks a lot to everybody who shot a message out to me about the garage sale. I did a little looking at stamps.com. I think it is. It's U.S. Postal Service website. I just got to figure out postage is what worries me. Uh, that's the worst part about anything, isn't it? But I got to figure that out before I can really do anything. So I'll do a little research, figure it out, and then we'll circle back around to this because that bucket's not going to go anywhere. But anyway, I got to get over here and get busy polishing this blank up. So I'll show you what it looks like when I get it. Well, I'm happy to say this one is in the books. Let me show you the pen and how it turned out. I absolutely love these Monarch pen kits. I get them from Classic Nib, and it's like a brushed nickel. Isn't that beautiful? The kit alone is gorgeous, and the little crosses are really nice. It's a nice effect since it came from Notre Dame Stadium. But I've got the little certificate of authenticity down there, and got this at stadiumpinblanks.com, and I absolutely love the blank. My nephew is going to go nuts over it, and I couldn't be happier with the pen. Now that I've finished up with the Notre Dame pen, I want to turn my attention to this fun little blank I've been working on. I'm super happy with how it looks. I went ahead and put a colored pencil in the center to fill the hole. That actually was a pretty good idea. I think it looks great. On the back, I do have some trouble. You can see I've got gaps here, and a gap there. But I want this to fit a 3/4 inch blank, so I'm hoping maybe I can do something like this and fill those with some CA or something to make this work. So we're gonna kind of experiment. And also, you'll notice there's a gap, but as you get farther in, maybe the gap isn't as bad because a lot of this is going to get turned away. So I'm going to work with this blank, just kind of rotate it around, find a good way to mark it, cut it, and then we'll work to get the blank, put a top and a bottom on it to make it a little longer. And we'll just, I'm going to call this the pinwheel blank, and we'll just see what it looks like when we're done. Looking pretty good. I went ahead and flattened one end, and I flattened a piece of maple and glued them together. We'll do the same thing on the other end once this dries. And I went ahead and put some medium CA glue on the blank. Those are the areas that had the gaps. And I blew them out really good, and then I lightly drooled it on there. And I'm just going to let it set and soak in, and I'll check it as I glue the other half on. And if any of it goes concave on me, I'll put a little bit more on there. We'll just cut this end of the blank off, square it up, and glue it on over here. And we should be in, this is not, we don't need a whole lot, just a little bit of maple on either end just to kind of cap it off. And hopefully she makes a nice looking blank. I'm over at the lathe. I thought I might give this blank a try. Just see how it turns out. I'm optimistic. It's going to be pretty cool. It's not perfect, but, it was an experiment just like the other blank. So let's see what happens with it. I'm kind of happy about this one. Take a look at that blank. That's kind of cool. I did a pretty good job centering it. The only issue I have with it is this line right here, that glue line, wasn't quite as tight as the one on that side. But it actually kind of adds a neat little aspect to the blank, I think. I think I did a fairly good job of centering it left and right, as well as the middle. Because looky there, at the band there is about the same thickness as that one. I'm going to go ahead and get this thing sanded up and see what it looks like. We'll put a little polish on it. I think it's going to make a pretty darn cool blank. What do you think? Ooh, I just saw that. Dang, I got some chips out. Walnut. I've had a lot of trouble with walnut lately. Let's see if I can clean that up at all. Dang, I didn't even see that until just now. Well, let's see what happens. Quick peek at how it's going. This is the ugly side right here. The pretty side is this one. And you can see where the CA glue kind of seeped through. There was a gap in the blank, which we knew that, and the CA kind of seeped through to the other side. But I'm going to let that CA, put a little bit, another dot on there. I'm going to let the CA finish, make sure that all of the gaps are filled. But I've got the second half of the blank glued on, then we'll just cut it to size, we'll tube it, and turn it. It's going to look pretty cool, I think. That one's really coming along quite nicely. I'm excited about that. I think it's gonna look really cool. And if it does, then I am going to have to recreate that in a video because I don't know. It was fun. It was just like garbage, that little pieces. I didn't know what else to do with. I just started gluing them up, and then that's what you have. But you hear the noise in the background. Let me show you what the one on the lathe looks like. I'm also real happy with this one. Take a look at that. I got my thin on. I'm getting ready to start applying medium. It's actually looking really cool. I'm happy with it. It looks a little ripply down at this end, But don't worry about that. That'll all polish out. That's just the grain where the CA is soaking in. A couple of coats of medium will level that out, and it'll polish nicely. It's going to look beautiful when it's finished.